Hi, this is Charlie. Welcome back. I'm working on signature number 6 in my album. And what I'm going to do on this one is I found this in my scraps and I really kind of like it, and I think it's striking against this paper that I'm using. So I am going to make a double pocket tuck so that there's a tuck here on this side and then a tuck here on this side, and still leaving you room to put in some smaller photos. Now, to accomplish this, I've run tape down the center of it and I'll tape the ends, but I ran it through my die cutting machine and put this decorative edge on it so that it would kind of stand out a little bit. And then I'm taking the cutout cards and I'm making photo mats, and there will be 2 of these on each side, and then I have my big flaps that will go over the front. I am going to place a griffin down here on the bottom of this one, and then up here I am putting the cutout, and again I left the brown wood edge around this because I think it's really pretty, and I've mounted it on some black cardstock chipboard. I always do that, chipboard, and I'm going to put that right there. So we'll get back in here. I've got everything inked. I do have to place the magnet pairs, but I am going to do that after I get most of this assembled. So let's start with this. I'm going to just hand peel the tape off. Whoops, oh, don't stick. Ah. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to find where my center is. So I'm 9 1/4, so 4 5/8 is going to be my center. And I am going to come down here and make a little tick mark so that I'll remember where that center is. It's going to get covered up, so I don't care if it shows. And then this is 2 and 2.5. It's not quite 2.5, and it's not quite 2 5/8. So if I go 1 1/4, roughly, I should have made sure that that was cut at a decent increment so that it wouldn't be so hard to do this. So this is going to go approximately right here. So let's see, I've got 3 5/8 on that side, and I've got 3 on that side. So I'm not going to haggle over 1/8 of an inch. And if I use one of these, you got a nice little tuck on both sides. And you can see by the size of this that you can get a smaller photo in there. Okay, so we'll glue this piece in. I like looking through my scraps, and I like working with my scraps. You can find some really interesting cuts and visual pieces when you go in and take a look at what you've collected. And the right piece jumps out at you for the right place. And I can see this is going just a tad bit that way. I didn't notice it until I put this down. Let me see here. Is it worth me messing with? So that's at 3 Oh. Oh my goodness sakes, I am like way off. Let's see if we can't get this straightened out a little bit. Come on. Okay, so if I just set this here and I measure from the top, from here I'm at roughly 3.5 inches. I need to come this way just a bit more. I don't know how in the world, so I'm sitting now at 3 3/8 on that side, 3 1/4 on that side. Let me make sure that when I put this down that I know I'm going to be off just a smidgen, but I don't want it to be off as much as it looked like it was going to be. That visually looks a lot better. It's not at a slant. That'll dry and set here in a minute. Okay, so now what I need to put in are my panels here for these photo frames, and I'm trying to figure out, I will need to cut that corner, but I think I will do it after I put it on. So what I made sure that every one of these were the same dimension. So I did a little bit of trimming on them all, and my card holders here, my cardstock, is going to be 4 1/4 inches wide with a 1/2 inch score, and they're going to be 5 5/8 in length. All 4 of them are. Oh, I almost attempted to put that on the reverse side. Okay, so let's just bring this, match it up to, I'm matching it up to the top and to my score line. And then I'm going to come in here and trim that corner, round it out. Now we're going to do the same. I'm just going to turn it upside down so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now I'll have a little bit of a rise right here because I'm lapping these two over, but it really can't be helped. I'm not going to cut them down any shorter. And I also need to trim this, punch this corner out, so I will do that now. And let's do the other side. Now this side I do not have to round, and I did round these corners on the inside. It just creates a softer look, but I don't have to trim the corner on the outside because it's going to be on the inside along where the gusset is, so I won't have to worry about rounding that corner because it isn't rounded on that side. I like rounding the corners, but I think I'm going to stick with the interior. I'm not gonna try rounding the page anymore in the future. Okay, so now what I want to do is very carefully, so I don't mess up my papers, get them going in the wrong direction. I want to get these mounted because I'm not using any kind of a closure on the front to keep these together, and but I'm going to use magnets, but I have to put the magnets at different positions so that they're not fighting, because these are, like I said, they're strong magnets. So I'm just going to, oh my gosh, I think whatever. I'm so, me and this album. It's been a learning experience. Okay, so in order to kind of get this centered a little bit, I'm going to need to come into the gusset. I want to make sure it's standing up straight. And I had to go with a 1/4 inch gusset on this because I've got this rise, this bump right here. So trying to do an 1/8 inch gusset, it just wasn't going to work because this is already an 1/8 of an inch. Let's straighten this out a little bit. Okay, come on, tape, connect. All right, let me get in here and score this real quick. Okay, now let's get this side put on. Oh, I'll worry about that in a minute. It wants to fold up on me, but I'll get to it here in a minute. And I have to round these corners because these are the outside corners where I rounded the page. I'm not going to be happy with that in the long run, but there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so now these are setting in here just the way they should. My gusset on this side does want to fight me a little bit. I'm going to pull it back just a smidgen. Just gonna pull it back a smidgen because I think that's why it's fighting me, as I went over the gusset line. And I need to trim this. Oh, you're getting to watch me do all kinds of surgery on this thing. Okay, turn it over. tape will get tacky again here pretty soon. Now, my magnets. Oh, dang. See what they do? They're so brittle. You have to be careful with them, but boy, are they, I can't emphasize how strong these things are. So I've got to pull my hand away because they want to find this. Okay. So that's where I'm going to let them sit. Very good. All right. Now, while I am remembering where everything goes, I'm going to put them back into place. Because if I don't, I'm going to get something put in the wrong spot. Now, I'd already rounded these corners, so I just need to make sure that they're going in their respective spots, and then I'll glue them in. Okay, so this is rounded here, and this one is rounded here, here, and here. Okay. All right, I don't really unless there's a particular reason, I am not worried about what's right side up. I have to just cut that off right there. And then we'll do this. So this is the question, is this the top or is this the bottom? I think, that answered the question. No, that answered the question. This is the top, so that's the top. Okay, so we're going to put these in this way. All right, and then I need to kind of snip this. Oh, and you know what I did? I just flashed on it. I didn't give you the measurements for these outside flaps. I'm so sorry about that. I am just I really do struggle with remembering to do stuff like that. I don't know why. I just do. Okay, this is going to measure at both panels are going to measure at 5.5 inches across. You're going to score at a half, and they're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, and that's for both sides. I'm so sorry. I just can't apologize enough. I'm just such... I don't know what to say. I think my brain just gets going in one direction and it doesn't put on the brakes. I craft so much by myself, I forget that I am on a video and that I need to talk out loud when I'm putting things in and not just think about it in my brain. Well, and it looks like I'm going to turn this upside down and put it down here this time because that's the direction that I rounded the corners in. We like a little bit of variety, don't we? I really messed up that. Okay, so I'm going to tape these . Okay, let's dig in here and get these off. This tape will help. I'm not putting anything down the middle because this tape will help keep it up against the cardstock. I'm just going to peel this off real fast. I know I want to roll the tape back that's on these corners. And I can glue this one on. I need to round this. I'm just going to do it by hand. It'll work. This glued down. Oh, shoot. Well, I guess I'm committed. I'm not gonna, this should have been taped down. In my book, it should have been taped down. Oh, my blessed husband is out mowing the lawn. I apologize. You can hear that. I've got to go stop him so hold on just a minute. I don't want that playing through the rest of the video. Okay. I have quite a bit to do here, and I don't want you to have to listen to the lawnmower. So I apologize for that little disruption there. Okay, so the griffin is going to go sit down here in this corner. And then I'm going to glue this in. And like I said, I just used a bunch of black lightweight chipboard, mounted it up a couple times so I can get some height on this. And it's just going to sit right up here at the top. Okay, so that's the front of the signature, and then we get in here, we've got some nice panels for photos. Oh, gee, my knees Louise. This centerpiece is just going to be the death of me. It's not the centerpiece. I got the whole thing upside down. This is supposed to be up here in this corner. Too late. It's easier just to turn this upside down. Just cannot believe this. Griffin's upside down. Lawnmower's in the background. And I can't play any music because YouTube wants to copyright it. And I've tried to download some of their approved video music, but it only lasts for a minute or two, and I don't know how to make it all run consecutively throughout, so it is just not gonna work. All right. I think I'm successful here in getting that finally put together. I still can't. All right. Let's go ahead and get this all taped up. Even though I have tape kind of running through here, I am going to add a strip here and a strip here. Okay. And I told you in the last video that I was going to come in here and add a little bit of glossy accents here and in her eye. And then I ran glossy accents on these two large pearls. And then I took that Wink Estella and I came in here on the floral. And then on this shoulder, I added it there as well. So there's a little bit of color, something for the eye to move around on the page with. And I did put glossy accents over here. Just need to make sure they're dry before I do. I'm going to do what I'm about to do. All right, make sure everything's going in the correct direction. One last look, everything's going in the same direction here. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, lay this down. I want to make sure I'm level. Okay. This tape has been disrupted so much, I'm going to add a little bit of glue down here. To hold that end in there. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's take the rest of the tape off. Make sure the gusset's standing up before I put it down. Roll that tape under there. And then I can sneak in here. And then I'll sneak in here. Okay, I'll make sure that the gusset is standing up straight. Voila. Now we'll get in there and burnish everything into place. Okay, it's done. Even with some of the mishaps here, we're finished. And I appreciate you. I really do. I'll see you on the very last one. Bye-bye.